Hey guys, this is the Trading for Dummies series brought to you by Mastermind Trading. Introduction. In previous video, we looked at the concepts of supply and demand as well as order block, explaining how they highlight these levels of imbalance in the price chart. Now, in this video, we want to look at how the markets function in an auction-based system. Remember, we've said that the market moves between buyers and sellers, and it is the market forces of supply and demand, which is the intensity of buyers and sellers, that pushes prices up or down. So in this video, we want to look at how these market forces of supply and demand moves price up or down in an auction-based market. The auction market theory, as developed by Dr. Peters, explains how financial market functions in an auction-based system, focusing on facilitating trades by determining fair values. Now, supply and demand dynamics and price discovery are the emphasis of auction-based system of auction market theory. With this theory, he aimed to look at how the endless battles between buyers and sellers and market events shape how price moves between points of fair values to points of imbalance. I'll try to explain this theory with this illustration. So let's say that the current fair value for the price of a car, for the price of an automobile, is $35,000 per vehicle. And then that is the current fair value. That is the state of balance in the market. Now, what Dr. Peter is trying to say is that with an external event like a market event, a news, a government policy or something. So let's say that all of a sudden there's a news the government is going to ban other means of transportation, leaving only vehicles as the only available means of transportation. Now, what this generally would mean is that because of the market event, because of that external event, that news, that policy that the government have made, if other means of transportation will no longer be functioning, tricycles, motorcycles and all of that will no longer be functioning, it means that all of the people that were currently commuting through other means of transportation will now be moving towards the direction of a motor vehicle, which would mean that more people would be looking to buy a motor vehicle, which in normal circumstance will cause the price for vehicles to begin to skyrocket. So because of this external event of market news, the market have moved from the place of fair value, the place of balance of $35,000 per vehicle, to that news has triggered increased buying activities among buyers, or increased willingness to buy among buyers, which have then pushed the price from that state of balance to a state of imbalance, where we have price of vehicles just going continuously up, as seen in this illustration. And you can see on the same note, let's say prices went all the way up to that let's say $45,000, $55,000, and all of a sudden the government wants to ban vehicles from commuting the highway. People would what this means is that people will start to thinking, people that already own vehicles will start thinking of selling their vehicles, which would then start to force the price of motor vehicles down. Two important things to take away from this is, first, market moves based on auctions, based on availability of buyers and sellers in the market. The primary reasons why market move is because of the availability of buyers and sellers in the market. If we have a market condition where you have more willing buyers, it doesn't necessarily have to be like more available buyer, because I always say it that for a trade to take place, there have to be one buyer and one seller, or an equal magnitude of buyers and sellers. And what I mean by that is, if someone is looking to sell 10 units of a shares, or if someone is selling 10 units of a shares, it means that 10 unit of a share is being bought. It has to mean that 10 unit of a share is being bought. But in my own opinion, if if usually there is a buyer and a seller, then what move prices up or down is not really the availability of buyers and sellers, because fair value is a buyer and a seller. That is what is understood to be fair value. Now, what move prices is the availability of more willing buyers. So let's say there's a ton of gold that is available for sale. We only have one seller willing to sell, and that person is willing to sell a ton of gold. And then at that exact point in time, there are about 10 buyers who are willing to buy 10 ton of gold each. So if we are to look at before a trade take place right now, what we are going to see is we have a sell order of 10 ton of gold and then a buy order for 100 ton of gold. It is the competition among buyers, among these 10 new buyers of, oh, I'm going to be the one to buy that gold. That's why it is called auction market theory. It is auction. In an auction, you have one unit of an item, and then you have several people bidding, asking to buy that item. So it is the competition between these people that are asking, or the competition between the people that are bidding to sell, that pushes prices up or down. And for that to actually effectively take place, I think the second thing to actually take out of this concept is, for that to effectively take place, there need to be like a third hand, like a god hand, an external factor stepping in. So let's say gold have dropped to a significant, to a good level, a good support level on the price chart. Market participants will look at it and see that, okay, gold is at a good support level. This price right now is good to buy. But maybe there would be feeling some level of skepticism of, is it the perfect time to buy? Should I buy? Should I not buy? And then there's a news all of a sudden, which is the external factor. And then there's a news explaining, there's a news announcing a reduction in the supply of gold. That news is going to serve as the trigger, the motivating factor to get buyers to begin to step into the market. So basically, that is what Dr. Peters is looking to explain by this concept of auction market theory.
So, guys, I remember Nako Daniel, the mastermind trader from the world most populous Black nation. I'll see you guys in the next video.